Hi everyone, Sarah here. I'm here to show you how to make a graph in Word since that's something that you have to do for your virtual lab this week. So if you want to make a graph, first make sure that your cursor on your mouse is in the place where you want the graph to be. So on your virtual lab after number 9, you can put the mouse cursor there. Then you're going to go up to the top of the screen where it says Insert. And you can see this little icon that says Chart. Choose chart. It has a bunch of different options. This first one, the clustered column, is a good kind of chart for this particular graph. So I'm going to click OK. It puts this graph down here that is not labeled at all and has all these different categories. And you can see that this little area that says category 1, 2, 3, 4, series 1, 2, 3 has popped up. That's where we're going to enter our data. So with our data, you have this data table up here, and we are just going to graph the percent mass change. And so for your categories, you want those to be the names of your treatment. So I'm just going to name this one control, so you can just type in those boxes. The next one would be 0% sugar. The next one would be 5% sugar. Then we've got 10% sugar. And we can add another one afterwards that says 15% sugar. Now, since we are only going to graph the mass in grams, we don't need the series 2 and the series 3. So if you highlight series 2 and series 3, you can right-click and just say delete. And delete those table columns. Get rid of the series 2 and the series 3. We don't want them. Series 1 is going to be so basically the control 0% sugar, 5% stuff, those are our different groups. So that's the independent variable, is the percent sugar. Then what we're going to put in here is the actual numbers, which is our dependent variable. So our dependent variable, the thing that we're measuring, is the percent mass change. So I'm going to type percent mass change there. And then you're going to look in your chart and put the actual percent mass changes in there. So I'm just going to make some up right now, but you're going to use the real numbers. So let's pretend, I'm going to pretend the control changed by 2% and 5%, and just making up numbers here, you will have the real ones. Then I'm going to exit this. It should show my graph, and you can see that now my graph says percent mass change. It says control 0% sugar, 5% sugar, 10%, and on the side it is showing those percents that I actually entered into there. If you messed up on some number and you need to go back and enter the numbers again, the way to do that is to right-click on your graph and say Edit Data. And if you do that, this thing where you enter the numbers will pop up again so that you can change them. Now we also want to have some labels on our graph. So the way to do that, so first of all, since we only have blue bars, we don't need any other color of bars, so we don't need this percent mass change to be here. So if we click on it and just press the delete key, that will get rid of it. If you want to have a label for your y-axis on the side and your x-axis on the bottom, which is always a good idea, you can click the plus sign on the side of the graph where it says Chart Elements, and one of the options is you can check this box that says Axis Titles. Once you do that, it'll say Axis Title on the side, and we can just put a title for that. So that's the percent mass change. And then on the bottom, this is like the beaker contents or percent sugar in beaker or something like that. And then you want to change your chart title to be something that's a little bit more specific about what we're doing. So a lot of times I will figure out, okay, if I was doing a hypothesis about this, how do I relate the independent and the dependent variable to each other? So this is like, I could say something like relationship between amount of sugar in a solution and mass change of a simulated cell, because our bits of dialysis tubing are similar to a cell in that they have semi-permeable membranes that some kinds of molecules can get through but others cannot. Or you could say something like how dialysis tubing changes mass in different sugar solutions, or some kind of descriptive title so that somebody who's never seen this graph before would be able to interpret it and figure out kind of what's going on without having to read like the whole lab to figure it out. So once you've got your axis titles on there, your numbers are correct, you've got a good title on your graph that's descriptive, then you're done, your graph is there, and you can answer the questions afterwards. So hope that helps